Warning: this podcast may contain spoilers as well as coarse language. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Steins Zero Biweekly. We're here to talk about episodes 5 and 6, and today I'm joined again by a ton of bacon.
Hey, Back to the Future. Wait, Back to the Past. You can take you back to the past. That's an AVGN reference for those you don't know. Okay.
Thank you. And then today we are joined by 17 Writers, who's no longer 17, but he's, close enough.
Legal.
Yeah, whatever. Not. God damn it, Bacon. Yeah, also not dead.
Not dead.
Not 100% dead. So yeah, been enjoying Steins Gate Zero. This is, I actually might be liking it more than the original Steins Gate at this point.
Ooh, what else?
Yeah, I know, kind of edgy.
No, I think that's like a semi-popular take so far. So
really?
I think so. I don't know. I think people have been like half and half on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a very, very different show, so it's kind of hard to compare, but I've really been liking it.
Yeah, because we talked to Bacon last week, but we didn't get your take. So you, I know from talking to you that I think you recently rewatched Steins Gate, and then you recently binged up on this.
Jesus.
Yeah. So yeah, no, what I guess for me, this show makes Steins Gate itself better just by existing partially, which was always going to be the case with watching it, because I just kind of like having to see how the characters get to that point where they just kind of have that that moment that saves them at the end of the first show. And so actually like stepping through that, I guess, makes it feel more genuine to me. But I also think it is kind of doing something really interesting with how you basically know how it's going to end.
Yeah, we definitely commented on that. I think with Jack on the one of our guests for the the introspective for summer or spring, and we mentioned how it's kind of, we know how it's gonna end, so even if it can feel like a bit edgy at times, we know that they're not just doing this for the sake of making us feel bad or trying to get some kind of reaction out of us. I feel like it makes it feel a bit more genuine because we do know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, and I guess also what I like about it is that it's just a different way of being emotionally invested. You're not invested into whether Okabe will succeed, you're invested kind of in his happiness in the moment almost more than anything else, because you kind of know where everything's going to lead, which to me puts me more directly into his emotional turmoil, I feel like.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
I'm just worried about his mental state still in terms of the whole Amadeus relationship, because of course in the beginning you notice in the last 2 episodes he was very reluctant to answer the calls from Kurisu, and I understand that because he's starting to think to himself, okay, remember, this is just a program, I shouldn't get too attached, because I was kind of afraid of the fact that he'd get too attached to her and then go crazy throughout the entire show trying to develop a relationship with the program. But good thing that's not the case right now, because now we have Makise Kurisu 2.0 in the
tits.
show. With I didn't want to say it, but with tits. And we got even more tits because we got that other professor, the Christmas cake looking professor that just followed that girl and followed the little professor and pounced on her in the alleyway. Which
Dude,
I thought
what is with these American professors? I swear they've got to be the silliest people of all time.
I know.
I've never heard.
When I went to Japan, I did not think of doing that to anyone. Hey,
you didn't go just full Logan Paul on these guys.
Yeah, hug them and be like, hey, yeah, my country's kind of better, and we get to do stuff. Oh, Rintaro. Oh, we're the maids. We're the shrine maidens.
I can see at least one of my bosses being like that. I'm sorry to say.
Okay, so it is realistic. They're really just that
well, I wouldn't say all of them. At the very least, in my field/lab, there were some very eccentric people, but
I don't know. My boss did some funny stuff in Japan.
I do know some goofy people. I think. Yeah. I was thinking about it. I wrote notes for the first time, and one of my notes is why do the professors keep asking Maho about her love life? And I know it's kind of she's so uptight that they probably aren't used to seeing her like this, but I swear half the time they're just Maho, how's Lintaro? Every time.
The needling is a little bit much for sure. I wasn't thinking about that in terms of the weirdness. I was mostly thinking about the shrine maidens and just like
Japanese shaman girls. Yeah, that was like the biggest meme going into this. He just dipped out
of there when there were no maidens. So, like, there's no point going to the shrine. There's no maids.
Yeah, but like prying into her love life in the background.
He's like hunched over, walking dejected away from the shrine.
This guy.
That was actually a huge meme from the visual novel. Like, I'm sure you guys have seen, like, if you've seen stuff, people are like, Lintaro, the Japanese shaman girls. Like, that's like the biggest meme. And I actually didn't even know why it was such a big meme. But, like, I was looking forward to it. And I think they even underplayed it a bit because he wasn't, like, super, like, you know, thirsty for the Japanese shaman girls, but it was like moderate dejection over them being gone.
It would just get creepy at that point because I still love that guy. Like,
he's he's great.
He's just genuinely nice.
Although slightly worried he's a villain, but you know,
we gotta protect him. But like, yeah, let's hope he's not a villain.
Well, I mean, come on, it's that lady professor that's a villain.
Yeah, but it was specifically a bunch of dudes that were looking for her, with one of them being a foreigner.
Wait, what you think the ladies are gonna be on the front lines? No, maybe they already have some front lines. I'm still skeptical. I'm still skeptical of the silent girl with the phone. I keep forgetting her name.
Moeka?
Crazy girl.
Moeka, yeah, me too.
I'm beyond skeptical of her because they hired her to find this lost girl, and I'm not sure how many days later. I don't think they say. But boom, she's back with a full report on this one girl with more information than what the lab started with. And I'm like, where did you get this? What sources do you have? I know you're she's a writer for a magazine, right?
Mm-hmm.
But journalists and writers in magazines don't have that much pull, do they? Or like, do they have that many ears within like their circle? Like, what was up with that? That was so weird.
Well, she did seem to be somewhat of like a shady journalist because she had connections with Daaru, and like her connections with him were from his hacking, which is like actually illegal, even though it's like seems like we call him like the super hacker and all, but like it seems like he does some shady stuff on the side. So it did kind of seem that like she was presented as somewhat of like a shady PI for him.
And but yet her job as a magazine journalist, like, you don't want to...
Yeah, it's just also unclear, because I could easily see the show doing this as a red herring. Like,
yeah.
Because obviously, like, Moeka was what she was in the original, so she could just as easily not be around her in this world line and just be...
Well, I do think Okabe said something about how, like...
weird.
Like, she might still be around her, but she might not be going after them.
Yeah.
So, like... She might be kind of one of those, like, a neutral party in this, where, like, she could be, like, going after other people for CERN, but she probably wouldn't go after them because they're irrelevant. But we don't know. It could very well be a red herring because we do know what she's capable of. We just don't know if she's capable of it in this world line.
It'd be nice if they were helping them, you know? Like, more people on our side, you know?
I have a couple of questions if anyone remembers. In this world line, was it supposed to be a different villain from CERN in the original show?
I think what triggers CERN to go after the lab is they send that original email
but
text message.
Who ends up causing World War III in this world line is what
This is with Russia when Kurisu's dad goes over to Russia with the time machine paper, and they did mention in one of the earlier episodes that like he's escaped from Japan and is like contacted Russia. So like that's already in the works.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so it could very easily be that CERN is not part of...
Yeah, they could be a non-entity in this.
The problem in this, yeah. Because it's whoever ends up with time travel first, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Is it weird that we kind of have almost every element of a harem kind of like floating around this cast now?
But it has been called a harem before.
Well, the thing is, like, look, like, you got the trap, you got the lolly, you got the Christmas cake, you got the really, like, cute, like, innocent girl, you have the cosplayer that says cat noises, you got the, you know, are we missing any certain girls?
We are missing his little sister.
No.
If it's not blood related or adopted, it doesn't count.
Okay,
fair enough. Or a cousin. He needs a cousin.
Well, doesn't Kurisu 2.0 count, kind of?
But she's not related to them.
She's related to Mayuri, but that's like her daughter.
But she's like adopted. If it's not blood related, we can't continue with the facade.
Okay, well, I tried.
You did try. We're like 3/4 of the way there, and for
it's
some
gonna
people,
come out of
that's
nowhere.
enough.
It's gonna come out of nowhere. Like, oh, by the way, Okabe, you have a blood-related sister in the future. Like, what? How?
If anything, I think the fact that everyone's cup sizes are up like at least 2 sizes, that makes it enough of a harem.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh man, like Code Geass R2, rip.
Oh god, why?
Yeah.
But I thought it was really weird when Mayuri started talking with Kaguri. We started talking with Kaguri, right?
Mm-hmm.
And obviously Okabe saw the connection. Like, okay, that's supposed to be her mother, the adopted child. And that whole conversation between those two was very endearing for some reason. Like, you could really see Mayuri, in some shape and form, would make a pretty good parent, you know? And I guess you say that vibe between them was there. It's just it never clicked. Obviously for Kaguri, because, you know, lo and behold, she has amnesia, which I thought was way too convenient.
Oh, something's going on with that for sure. I feel like it's got to be one of two things. Because remember, Souza had talked about brainwashing back in the original show.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sort of wondering if that's somehow related, or if she just completely went rogue because she didn't want to destroy the future that she had lived in, basically. But
I know it. I predicted it last episode. She's a spy of some sort. Because
I think that might be the case. Yeah, I'm not 100%, but also,
so what's the trigger word? We haven't heard Mayuri say tutu around Kaguri. That's the trigger word. I swear. Because like when she walked in and she saw everyone, she didn't say that. So when the next time she says it, it's probably gonna trigger Kaguri to go into like badass like spy mode and just mess people up. I can't imagine why Mayuri would say it in the situation they're in now with guns pulled on them. But, you know.
Yes, talk about deja vu. That was just some episode 12 season 1 shit.
Those guys did not look professional, by the way. They were wearing like all different helmets and masks.
The one dude's mask looked really sus because I took a screenshot of it to possibly use it as the background of this, and it was like a double-faced mask.
It was
looked
a
weird.
skull.
But it had like 2 faces on it, and not in like a 2-face like badass way. Like it looked deformed. Like
I
was
feel
like burnt.
They just grabbed that from like a dollar store.
Yeah, they like went to the dollar store. They passed the 2 girls who were like leaving to go to the store to pick up food. These clowns were there picking up masks, and they're like, "Yeah, we're just gonna go shoot up a lab."
well, that's the thing. I was kind of thinking we don't really know where these guys are from yet, but I feel like it could be just another ragtag group of either scientists or people that just want something. Because they didn't kill him yet. If they wanted them dead, they would have obliterated everyone. But they hesitated. So
they haven't even. Yeah, we don't even know who's like running their show. We don't know what they want. We don't know anything.
I think it's that second professor lady, for some reason.
She gave the side eye at the end of the episode when Kaguri walked by.
When I saw that frame, I was like, "Yeah, she's bad."
Ooh.
Or the guy that was tipping his fedora in the alleyway when he saw the big guy.
Yeah. Wait a minute. These guys are so bad at hiding. Like, who actually walks around like that?
Plot
like, you're in the middle of a city and you look like a detective, but you're, like, hiding in the corner.
That's why I keep your enemies closer. The real enemy is within the group right now. There's someone pulling the strings. Who knows? It could be Catgirl. I bet she's, like, a freaking, like, crazy genius. And she's like, I've been working on this for years. And
Catgirl better not betray.
It's gonna be... I feel like it's gonna be something, like, out of nowhere. Or maybe Mayuri might betray.
No, I feel like there's it's got to be built up with this show. I feel like they've already told us at least something.
So who do you guys think? We got to do this like a game of Clue. Who are the suspects?
Okay. So
the professors, because they're foreign. See, if you're a foreigner in Japan, you're automatically sus. That's just how it is. Even they mentioned it, saying like, "Oh yeah, they saw this person, and these group of lab people, and one of them's a foreigner." And the first thing they think is, one's a foreigner? I'm like, oh, that's what triggers you? How about everyone else? I see how it is. I wouldn't survive in Japan.
They have some guy listed as like a highly suspicious person. It's like, wait a minute, a foreigner? Wait a minute.
Yeah. Let's forget about that guy that has the record of killing people. That foreigner's really suspicious.
Yeah.
Damn it. Oh, so yeah, foreigners I think are like, you never know. Like, who else is suspicious?
Kaguri.
Kaguri.
Even
Phone Girl.
Although obviously, like, Kaguri's not going to be the one pulling the strings, I feel like. But
She's obviously trying to remember something. Like
yeah,
she's still
she could definitely be a pawn in terms of.
What do you think will happen when she remembers everything?
Oh man, yeah, I don't know. Because does she try and stop Suzuha from doing something? Does she try and does she actually become an antagonist of some sort? I don't frickin' know.
I don't know. My theory is that she's like a wake-up android or something like that. Or some sort of spy that's going to kill everyone. Because she, when you really think about it, she's on no one's side, technically, even though they're trying to help her with her amnesia. She's just asking for help. But as it stands, I just thought it was crazy when the Amadeus system bugged out. And then...
Yeah, that actually I was not really too spooked by too much during these episodes because I was like, oh, Maho's running from someone, that could be anything, but it's it's suspicious, but it's not too much. When the machine just stopped, I really felt that. I was like, whoa, wait a minute, because it felt like such a genuine your phone just stopped. They didn't build up to it stopping, and I think they always handle that well, both in the first season and this season, is, they always handle those, really authentic, malfunctions or kind of, shocking moments really well. So, because I was just chilling watching it, and then it's oh shit, wait, we're done. You can really feel the panic is hey, my phone, it just stopped. Wait, is something wrong with my phone? No, it's working fine. What's going on? As it builds
up.
Right
when that happened, my leg was shaking so hard, I'm like, someone's gonna walk in. I knew it too. I was like, someone's gonna walk in with a gun. Someone's gonna walk in with a gun. When they walked in, I was like, I knew it. The beast goes. I knew it, but at the same time,
the show's done a really great job of building tension. Especially given how it kind of happened in the last show, and you're already going to be sort of expecting it. I think they've done a really great job of kind of spacing it out so that it still feels really, really genuine. It isn't copying a formula or anything like that.
Because in a way,
pretty early too. It was this episode.
Yeah, 6? Episode 6. Yeah. Oh. Ooh. Yeah, I think you mentioned it earlier, 17, about how this is giving us a new way of kind of identifying with Okabe's mental health issues. And I think because we do know everything that happened in season 1, we're kind of as paranoid as he is. He's thinking of everything that went wrong, and we're wait a minute, all of this went wrong too. This can all go down. So I think it's... Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Can I transition into a crazy conspiracy theory?
Yeah,
yes,
this is the
time. Love conspiracy theories.
So, in the original show, Suzuha hates Kurisu because she was working for CERN, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is never explained and feels really out of character for Kurisu to actually ever do, right?
I would agree, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, the Amadeus system was already created before the first actual Steins Gate show, so that would be a thing in either world line.
Okay.
Kind of wondering if there's something going on with reprogrammed robot Kurisu. I don't know.
They used the Amadeus Kurisu to, CERN, got Amadeus Kurisu and used her intelligence to make the time machine?
Maybe. I don't... Yeah. Because also there's the question of, how powerful is Kurisu, which was also brought up in one of the recent episodes of her just being oh yeah, I can just, hack into all of these things and get basically any information you need.
Yeah. Because it does seem like the, if the D-mail system, the time travel D-mail system of the season 1 was, the real game changer, it feels like the Amadeus program is now the, game changer of this season. That's going to be the hot commodity that people are after because it has, a lot of potential. It can be a game changer. So, we'll see.
Well, I'm telling you, Kagari is the Amadeus system from the future, I think. Because when she turned on Suzuha and pulled the gun on her and she says, I hear voices, that could be the Amadeus system going haywire. Either with other programs, maybe... Because we don't know if there are any other programs or any, any other personalities hidden in the Amadeus system. Remember, it's capable of doing multiple people because they did that with Maho in the beginning.
Yeah. It can hold different people's memories and stuff.
Oh, that's an interesting thought. Yeah.
So there could be who knows, however many like you want being sent from the future or more created in the future for whatever reason to make either an intelligent army or maybe an intelligent squad of people to send back as humans or human-like androids. Like, I'm really stuck on the whole android deal. I'm playing Nier Automata right now.
Oh, I'm playing it too.
Yeah,
I knew it. I knew it. It wasn't just me like projecting it onto this. I knew it was something else.
I know the fact that you could transfer minds in the form of data and put it inside a robot to where you could have that piece of data be transferred everywhere forever, almost like immortality. That's such a huge advantage, and I think that I hope it plays a role in Steins Gate Zero. Then again, I could be wrong, but that would be so cool if it worked out like that.
I'm really curious if they ever bring up in Steins Gate Zero the possibility that Makise Kurisu in the Amadeus system is a completely legitimate separate entity almost. Because at some point, if it acts like a human, it's almost impossible to tell whether there's any distinction, right? Are we meat computers?
It could learn.
Shrug.
It could still expand and learn, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, we already saw instances of it kind of, like, having human-like responses to things. Like, I think Okabe said something... It was like,
100%.
Yeah. He said something and she was, like, blushing and stuff, and she was, like, a tsundere, like, AI system, and, like, I mean, it already kind of feels like it's developing, like, differently from a computer program. I don't know. I think that's, like, a valid point.
Yeah, I have no idea. But
you think it becomes like too powerful in the future, and maybe that's why they're going back in time to stop it from getting powerful. Maybe because it seems there hasn't been anyone taking shots at Maho and them and the professors in terms of the system itself. Because all they've been doing these past couple episodes is having Okabe interact with it. There hasn't been anyone that said, "Hey, this is a really bad system. We should destroy it." Except for the people in that audience when they first showcased it.
Yeah. The only hint we have is, like, someone tailing Maho at the train station, and she thought it was, like, someone legit following her, and we're not really sure if it was or not. She might have imagined it, but that does seem like some suspicion arising.
I'm not sure. That extra professor lady, I was not feeling it for her because, one, I just thought she was there for fan service, because her chest was showing, and you might be thinking, oh, that's how she's always worn it. Dude, it's winter time. Lady, why do you have your shirt open in winter time?
And what kind of, like, professor, like, come on.
Nipping like diamonds, my god. Like, come on. Like, lady. So I thought she was gonna be the Christmas cake kind of thing, and like, oh yeah, she's old, smart, and needs a husband. Hint, hint, looking at you, Daaru. Oh wait, you're horrible at advancing, Daaru. Come on, get together.
Speaking of Daaru, like, he's just been so hysterical in these past 2 episodes. Like, have you guys heard, like, half of the shit he says?
What was the thing he was asking Suzuha at the shrine? Like, can you bend me over and smack me? What did he say?
Yeah, can you bend me over and give me a shot or something? And
then she just shot.
And she's like, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing? And then the day before, he runs into Maho, and, like, you have, like, he legitimately shimmies over. Like, imagine someone as fat as Daaru shimmying over and asking.
It's a lot of shimmying. That's a lot of mass to move.
Asking to, like, he's like, oh, are you gonna be join as the lolly member of the lab? Like,
exactly. That's why I'm just like, wait, is this lab building a harem? You're collecting these girls.
Daaru's
like,
definitely gunning for that.
Yeah, like, that's what he wants.
And
look how many people are inside that lab. He's gonna, at one point, he's like, Okabe, can you leave? Yes, I did it. I did it.
Like, dude cannot stop. It's hysterical. Like,
I would never go up to anyone and be like, hey, excuse me, ma'am, how old are you? 25. Ooh, are you a lolly? Like, I would never ask that. That's so weird.
Why is he... It's so weird. In kind of a weird way. I mean, beyond just his normal weirdness, it almost kind of feels like, since Okabe isn't around to kind of cheer everyone up with his antics, that, like, Daaru has taken that role.
That kind of makes sense, yeah. I can see it.
Because he's kind of bringing everyone together with his, like, otaku pervness. Because they're all just like, oh, Daaru, you can't talk to people like that. Now we can't go out in public, like that kind of shit.
And that's the thing, he's the key to all of this, because he makes a freaking time machine, which he hasn't gotten started yet. I just want to see I'm not going to understand what he's doing, but I just want to see it done where this time machine gets in action finally. And no one has found Suzuha's time machine yet. I feel like at one point it's going to be discovered. I don't know why.
Yeah, I guess we'll find. Well, they're taking the lab hostage. Hopefully they won't.
Yeah,
find
so why
it
would
then.
they not go for the time machine? That does make too much sense.
Yeah, they probably know. Like they're probably gonna ask, because they were very wary of Suzuha when they drew their guns at her, mainly because she was reacting. But they even knew like, hey, like don't you dare move. But they didn't give any names or anything like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't have really any predictions of who's gonna get harmed first, and who's being targeted. Like who you guys think is gonna be like who's gonna die first? Is to keep it simple.
This is even more clue-like. I think they were after. Okay, I actually like forget because I did read the visual novel, but I low-key like forget half of it. So, legitimate guess. I think they're kind of after Maho because we had the hints of them trying to get the Amadeus system.
Right.
Or Kaguri because people are legitimately looking for her.
They did mention that there's a second, because the phone girl said there's a second group of people looking for her as well.
Kind of expecting they're after Kaguri, but if they're after Kaguri, that means she's probably not the first one to get the axe.
Yeah, because they're gonna probably try and like kidnap them.
Exactly. So who? I feel like they're not gonna kill Mayuri again. I feel like that's not gonna be the crux of this show.
She'll get hurt. She'll get hurt at one point, but not killed. If she gets killed, it's like, oh, really?
I feel so sad because I feel like Mayuri has like really upped the adorableness, especially in these last 2 episodes. Like I think I put in one of my notes like when she was talking to Kaguri, I'm like Mayuri is too pure for this world. Like she's just being so adorable.
She was great through all of that. Goddamn.
Yeah, I was just like, no, protect.
Oh my god, it's so horrible to lose your memories. I can't imagine anything worse. I'm like, oh, it's so adorable. And I love your hair too, by the way. I forgot to mention that. I love how her hair looks now.
Me too. I'm really liking it. But Mayuri's just being so precious, and I'm like, no.
She would make a great character on Eurocamp. Like, she just looks comfy in her getup as it is.
Like, I understand why so many people like Hanakano, because like I could just listen to her as Mayuri talk about like describing the weather. Like when she's outside in the snow and she's like, it's snowing, I hope it sticks, and I'm just like, why are you so cute? It's not like this is not something that should be that cute, but you just made it so adorable and endearing.
Yeah, pretty much the MVP so far in terms of making us feel good, but now we're getting to the dark stuff.
Yeah,
so.
Am I the only one who's kind of annoyed, though, that no one's telling her that, hey, this might be your daughter from the future?
Would it affect it?
Well, I'm kind of confused.
I kind of get it, but at the same time, like...
Well, I'm always torn because I kind of forget, and I think
Daaru knows.
Well, I think this is half and half, like, how much I'm always concerned of, like, how much does everyone know? Like, how much do Mayuri and Daaru know? Like, how much does Suzuha know?
That's actually kind of fuzzy, that's true.
Because I'm like, okay, so, like, Mayuri and Daaru reacted when he said Kurisu, but then Suzuha doesn't know that much about Kurisu except she has to live, and then Mayuri doesn't know, like, Mayuri knows Suzuha's from the future. I think he tells them
basically everything in the beta last episode.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, so Mayuri and Daaru saw him time travel and stopped him from doing it again. So they know essentially all they can, but then they left
although what they believe is a giant shrug. Like, Daaru, I guess, for sure believes that his daughter is here, and that Okabe did some weird time shit.
Yeah, and then, like, so I think we know that, well, Ferris knows about the time travel, because she's hiding the time machine.
Oh, yeah, true.
I don't know how much Ryuka knows, because Okabe, I don't know. Like, because they're also lying to everyone and saying Suzuha is Daru's sister. So, I legitimately, like, I think, some people know 100%, some people know, like, 75%, and then some people know 50%, and then some people don't know anything. Like, yeah. But it's kind of tough to keep track of, because everyone's at different points. But I do know that, like...
I think Mayuri and Daaru know 100%.
But then even Mayuri doesn't know about Kaguri.
Oh, that's true. Well, yeah. Yeah, And
I'm not sure
okay,
why...
I just meant of, like, the first season stuff. I think Mayuri and Daaru. But yeah, what everyone actually knows in this season is harder.
Yeah, and I guess that's just, like, it's kind of tough to keep track of. But, I guess they do, like, make it known when we need to know. Like, when they mention Makise Kurisu, we see Mayuri and Daru's, like, physical reaction. So we know that they know.
Right.
Like, no one else knows.
Well, because I think Okabe was sobbing over her for, like, days or something.
Yeah, and they saw him go back in the time machine to, like...
Right.
So they saw his, like, actual reaction to that and know that she's important, but...
Yeah.
Like, but then no one else would know. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's... Yeah. So it's kind of tough to keep track of.
Right.
I just hope that this whole standoff situation that the episode ended on, I hope it doesn't turn out to be a joke. Like, I hate that stuff where it's like, oh, yeah, there's nothing, you know?
How often would that be a joke? That doesn't, they don't look like
No, it's not a joke, but in my mind, I'm thinking, like, you know, there's some anime series that have screwed up tense situations as cliffhangers.
Oh, yeah.
And I really don't like that, where it's like, oh, this person's gonna get hit with this punch, or this is a very bad situation, and then the next episode's like, oh, yeah, I was testing you. Like, what?
Oh, yeah, I hate that. I don't think they'd pull that, though. I can't see
we're in the thick of it now. Like, it's gonna be very serious at this point, is what I'm hoping for.
And the thing to remember is, like, no matter how many times this happened to Okabe in the first season, he doesn't have the, like, D-mail machine.
Right.
Like, he can't undo this.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, which I feel like makes this timeline really, really fun. I don't know. I'm just way along the ride for this.
This is so much fun. Who are they gonna shoot up? Like,
yeah, pretty much.
Sort of online. You die here, you die in real life.
No, I'm excited because, like, actually it hurts when this shit happens. And I don't know, like, I felt like the original Steins Gate show, for however much, like, it could be heart-wrenching at times, I felt like it kind of desensitized you to a degree, which is also part of what was cool about it, because that's kind of what Okabe's feeling at some point.
True.
It's interesting how immersive they make it, because it's so tough making a visual novel adaptation, because you are, like, when you play a visual novel, like, you are the protagonist. There's not too much of a degree of separation, but then when you watch an anime, there's only so much you can experience because you're watching someone else. Like, you're not controlling their actions, you're not in charge of them, but they do a really good job of making us feel like Okabe.
Yeah, I agree with that entirely. Like, I mean, I don't feel like I'm projecting myself onto Okabe so much, but I feel like I'm walking with him through all of this shit that he's going through, basically. Like, and that feels very visceral and real. I don't know. I think this is probably one of the best, fingers fucking crossed, one of the best VEN adaptations just out there at this point.
I think it pretty much is, like, kind of by default. Not like a bragging thing, but I think it's just so tough. And I think the, like, time travel nature of it really helps, because, like, time travel and different timelines really works well with different visual novel routes.
Yeah, and for sure. Although I'm kind of concerned about how they do that with this, though, because well, I guess I haven't read the visual novel, but I feel like time travel is different.
Yeah. It's not linear, so I'm not really sure what they're gonna do, which is part of why I just, like, completely forget what's gonna happen.
Yeah, which is why I really hope they stick this adaptation, because they definitely stuck the last one, and this story is shaping up to be something that I like just as much, if not more.
Yeah.
I just wonder what Mr. Braun's gonna do.
Yeah, because he saw them. Yeah, he saw the, like, creepy dude around the corner. So, and, like, and for all intents and purposes, should still be a badass in this timeline.
Exactly.
Maybe he'll do some badass shit. I don't know.
I mean, that'd actually be really neat if CERN ended up sort of being the good guys just by being caught essentially outgunned in the same way that the protagonists are.
Like, if they end up being, like, almost kind of, like, chaotic neutral, and they kind of, like, end up being, like, helping out in a way, that would be kind of cool.
I would appreciate that twist. That'd be pretty awesome.
Ooh.
I'd appreciate that.
No, it's gonna be Mr. Braun's daughter. She's gonna save everyone.
Well, she's there, too, so he has a lot of reason to worry.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's also a very, very good point.
Oh, dude, what if she dies first? Oh,
no. Dude, what's wrong with you?
Now?
Dude, come on. You don't want to actually imagine that.
But what if? This timeline's messed up. Everyone keeps saying, oh, this is the most messed up timeline ever. Hey, stray bullet. It takes one stray bullet, or, you know, just so someone's down on the ground. We'll see.
So mean.
I don't want to see the little girl die.
I'm not saying I don't want to, but I won't say. I will not say. I will say that I will not react as negatively as I thought. I did not word that right. I did not know what I wanted to say.
You are essentially just excited for that to happen. You just want her to get slayed.
Well, this is the one thing I'm just waiting for shit to hit the fan. That's all I want is shit to hit the fan. Pop. You know? That thing goes.
I'm gonna find the actual clip and put that in.
Man's not hot. 2 is 4. -1 is 3 quick maths. I don't know. Overall, it's it's basically just all or nothing now, because I actually forgot about that, the fact that he doesn't have the microwave email. So I think one slip up is gonna completely change how things are gonna be run for the show now, because it did feel like a slice of life most of the time, because look, they're having parties, even though and they're having parties and they're just hanging out, inviting everyone, oh, what are we doing today, guys? Oh, we're gonna have a Christmas party and we're gonna have a New Year's party and visit the shrine. Like, it was so relaxed, even though all this other arguably dark stuff was going on. So now that we have these guys here, it's kind of like, okay, slice of life's done, non-stop action, World War III's we're on the brink of that, everyone get it together, and all of you are key players. You too, Cat Girl, which I still can't see her doing anything useful for some reason. I don't know why. I still can't take her seriously.
Yeah, I don't know if you should. I think the only thing we know is that she's like hiding the time machine. So I think it's kind of cool because like I know like her and Ryuka get like a lot of crap because they were, for like lack of a better term, kind of less important in the first season compared to some of the other characters.
Their arcs were just like hella shafted.
Yeah.
That was just the point when it was like towards the end of that period and it just started feeling like kind of questy and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't.
They were a checkpoint instead of like
but...
anything along the way. They kind of felt like checkpoints that we needed to get past, but they weren't really like the main event. And they were really treated like checkpoints. But I like appreciate kind of the subtle ways they're helping out here. Like, I feel like they're a bit more important, at least for like providing a support system for Okabe.
Right.
To like remind him that he has friends, like he has people looking out for him, people who are like able to like provide that like support, which was what he was fighting for in the original series. So it's kind of a nice payoff for that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple more just kind of like odd questions that I had of just kind of like interesting loose ends that I feel like they might play with. So Okabe's been flashing forwards, right? Or like so when he's had the reading Steiner thing trigger a couple of times, has apparently had just kind of that, like, there was that one sequence of him like running with soldiers.
Yeah, I remember
that. What is up with that? Because is this all kind of his memory right now, and our show is actually set like further ahead? Because there was the suspicious guy that he's talking to, like in the one psychiatry office maybe. And that whole scene just feels really shady. I almost feel like this show is kind of about to do a 180 on us, and this is him being interrogated, or maybe that's a thing that's going to happen later on. I don't know.
That would be dope if they did that.
He wakes up in some sort of animus-looking like machine, like in Assassin's Creed, and they're like, "Do you remember where it's at?" Where is it? It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. So that's what's kind of what I'm kind of thinking about, and also someone else has to be time traveling since he's reading Steiner. So.
I like where this is going.
I have no idea what the hell is going on, but I'm really excited. I feel like they're planting a lot of interesting seeds.
Yeah, I forget, so who knows? We'll have to see.
Do you think Okabe is gonna actually be the actual hero in all this? I have a feeling he's just like, because he's really playing like more like the victim right now, because he's still recovering from Kurisu, dying, and he's still trying to like, get through everything normally, even though he's being like, he's almost kind of being thrown into all this as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, to me, the central question of Okabe's arc is whether when he sends that phone message back in time, if he's laughing and acting like a mad scientist for the benefit of his past self and he's still completely broken, or if he's sending that back because he actually has hope again. Which I
never saw it that way.
Or at least that's kind of how I've been thinking about it, and maybe I'm completely wrong about those being the options of like where it leads, but that's just kind of my main guess.
And the lack of Dr. Pepper in here, man.
We found the true
Six episodes in, and we've only seen Dr. Pepper shown once.
That's very true.
It was
that's clearly suspicious.
You didn't drink it, so maybe these guys pulling their guns are like, "Give us all your Dr. Pepper!" Right now, get on the ground now.
Oh my god!
Like that's the trigger. Once he drinks that first can, it's all gonna come back to him.
It's like Popeye.
See, like 17 has the conspiracy theories, but Bacon has like the real hood shit questions of like, why are their tits bigger? Where's the Dr. Pepper? Like, why?
I'm
like,
losing reason to watch this show. I want tits and Dr. Pepper.
He's trying to find interest somehow, and it's like, but where's the Dr. Pepper?
I know, like, I wanted to be like, because my IQ is really high, so I need smart drinks and smart
the intellectual
talking.
Chosen one drinks.
And fedora tipping. Dude, Daaru's one fedora away from being, like, the biggest neckbeard ever.
I think he's gone. I think he's past that.
With the stuff he's
they have him wearing a fedora in something, don't they?
He's wearing a hat. He's wearing a snapback. Yeah. I just get mad every time I see his gloves. He's wearing biker gloves everywhere. I'm like,
Daaru's, like, everyone keeps criticizing all of the like female character designs for like huge tits all of a sudden, but everyone look at Daaru. Like, what the fuck is he wearing? Like, look at him and then tell me like the female character designs are of noteworthy mention. He's got like suspenders.
Yeah,
look
brown
at this
pants, dude. brown pants, suspenders, green shirt. Brown and green don't mix, mind you.
He's like a Christmas tree.
Yellow hat. Yeah, he's big like
dude is hefty like a Christmas tree. Holy shit. Daaru, what are you doing?
Such a weave, and I still don't believe it. He's supposed to get with that other girl. I'm like, no way.
Not with his current level of jokes. He won't.
Maybe she's attracted to that. I don't know. I still can't believe that he has a child. Like, I have more faith in him building the machine. He's got a higher chance of building this top-notch, like, war-inducing machine than actually getting married and having a kid. But he ends up doing both. And that just shows that there's always hope in this world. God's plan. God's plan.
On that note, I think we should end it because there's nothing more than knowing that if Daaru can succeed, you can succeed.
Exactly. Believe in him. Believe in you. I can't. I tried combining Gurren Lagann with that. I could not think of anything on the fly.
Just don't wear some weird ass like suspenders and shit. Just don't do it.
Shaman girls. I just want shaman girls.
Just bring us the Japanese shaman girls.
Japanese shaman girls. No. All right. I think we're done here.
Well,
Sounds good.
That's all I have. Hopefully, we'll find out we find out where this goes and if some conspiracy theories come true.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z. There's time traveling for Dragon Ball Z. Trunks might come in a big eye, guys. I got this. That'd be fun.
Well, thank you for joining us, and I guess we'll see you guys next time.
Later.
Do.
Bye.